that section. Moving on to how to trade and buy crypto. So moving on through this section, so there's actually three main ways to trade in Binance. There's buy crypto with cash balance, there's buy crypto with a debit and credit card, and there's buy crypto with the spot exchange. There's also additional methods to buy crypto. You can buy crypto with OTC, which is referred to as over the counter, and convert, and then buy crypto with P2P. This allows you to actually buy crypto with physical cash and actually meet face-to-face with people. So I've actually broken these down into kind of levels of usage. So the first two, buy crypto with cash balance and debit credit card, these are mainly aimed at beginners. So people that have no experience of trading, that have no experience with crypto, but they just want to buy and sell. Those two, the top two, are the best methods to do that. If you're somewhat sophisticated and you're a more advanced trader, then you would be familiar with our spot exchange. I will touch on this later on, but I think the purpose of this presentation is just to get users familiar with the main ways. I'm not going to touch on OTC and P2P for this masterclass, but I will probably dedicate another masterclass for those two individually. So the first thing is to kind of understand the user journey. So you first register an account, you've then verified your account, so you've unlocked fiat limits. Now you've deposited funds into your account, so you've deposited either fiat or crypto. Let's say you've deposited GBP, you actually have some GBP in your Binance wallet. Now, what's the next stage? How do you actually buy crypto? So go on the home page, go on the navigation bar, click on buy crypto, make sure you select GBP when it says pay with, and then you can actually see it right there, cash balance. So click on the cash balance and then you'll be directed to the page on the right. This is actually a really simple page. It's actually quite simple and quite easy to use. So I'm not going to touch on more about this. You just essentially type in your amount that you have in your GBP. So if you have 100 GBP that you deposited, you can spend up to 100 GBP to buy crypto. And then you can choose the coin that you want to buy, and then you buy BTC. It's as simple as that. So the second stage, or the second method to buy crypto, is the credit and debit card. And similar to the previous process, you go on the navigation bar, you hover over buy crypto, and then instead of clicking cash balance, you actually click on credit debit card. And similar to the previous section, the UI interface it's the same. It's just now you're using a different method. Now you're using credit and debit card instead of your cash balance. So same process, you type in the amount that you have, select the coin that you want to buy, and then you type in your credit and debit card information. And then that's actually how to buy crypto using the first two beginner methods. Now, I think most people want to understand, how do they buy and trade crypto using the spot exchange? It's a bit more sophisticated, so I definitely would recommend people to read more and watch more videos from other people as well. I'll just give a really top level summary. So essentially for trading and buying crypto using the spot exchange, you have to go on the navigation bar, click on markets this time, and then you'll be directed to what you see as this page here. Now I'm just going to zoom in that page so you can actually see it more clearly. Now there's a lot going on, I agree. I'm just going to go step by step on what to do. So starting from the top, click on spot markets. And then the second, below that, click on fiat markets, and then click on GBP. Now what this does is, this is essentially a filter option. So you're filtering, from all the spot, for all the spot trading pairs, you're just looking at the fiat markets and specifically looking at GBP trading pairs. So that's what you see on this left hand here. You see all the GBP trading pairs and all the coins associated that. So let's take Bitcoin, which is BTC /GBP as an example. So what this means is BTC, or the first few letterings before the / that's indicative of the token. So Bitcoin will be BTC, Ethereum will be ETH, XRP will be Ripple, BNB will be Binance Coin, and etc. and etc. So we use actually symbols, or we use tickers to shorten the abbreviation of cryptocurrencies. So let's take Bitcoin BTC, for example. So BTC GBP. So BTC is what you want to have or what you want to buy, and GBP is what you currently have. So for this case, we would go on BTC GBP. We would go on trade, and then this is what you can see when you go to the next page. Again, it's a bit more complicated. I'm just going to go over step by step. So at the top left-hand corner, you can see the actual trading pair. You can actually see the price. You can also see some cryptocurrencies or sub-crypto trading pairs also have multipliers. So like, for example, Bitcoin GBP has 3x. Now, you don't need to know what 3x means. It's basically, in short, it's just leverage. You can trade using leverage. And essentially, you have the option to do that if you want to. Now, this is not standard. You don't need to kind of opt to do this. It's just more it's people that want to gain higher risk. So moving on to the next section, which you can see here highlighted, it's the timeline. So you can actually break down this graph, this chart here based on different time intervals. So currently we have it on 1 hour. So what this means is each candle, which you can see here, whether it's green or red, is 1 hour. So this indicates all of these candles are 1 hour, and you can actually see here based on 1 hour view whether the market's going up, whether the market's going down. So you can actually change this interval depending on your preference. And then the next would be the traded pairs. So you can actually see all the trading pairs here. You can actually navigate more conveniently on this section to your right. Now moving on to the left-hand side, this is what is typically referred to as the order book. The order book is essentially a live view of all the current orders in the market. So these are this is the orders that are non-market related. So these are orders like limit orders, stop limit orders, OCO. I'm going to touch on what they mean individually in the next few sections, but these are essentially all the active and open orders in the current market at this moment. And then the last section is obviously the way to kind of set and actually place orders, which I mentioned. You've got the limit order here, you've got the market order, you've got the stop limit order, and you've got the OCO as well. I'm just going to go individually on what they mean. So very simply, market order is you're buying a crypto at the market price. And what I mean by the market price is it's essentially what the price is at that moment when you click on buy. So this is a very simple way of buying crypto. And most people use market orders to buy crypto. Now, what happens if you actually don't want to buy on the market price and you want to buy at a price in the future that you think it will go up or down? Then you would actually go to what's referred to as a limit order. A limit order is basically where you can set your price and you can set the amount that you want to buy. So this is a predetermined order that you can place that only until the price hits that your order then fulfills. But what happens if you actually want to go a step ahead of that and you want to place a stop limit? And essentially, you don't want to you want to mitigate your risk, and essentially you want to kind of gain a better market price. So a stop limit order will be executed at a specified price after a given stop price has been reached. So once the stop price has been reached, the stop limit order becomes a limit order to buy or sell at the price, the limit price or better. So it's essentially a different mechanism for you to be able to buy and place orders. Now, a step ahead of that, if you're more sophisticated and more advanced, you can use the OCO, which stands for one cancels the other, OCO, which is basically a pair of orders combined in a stop limit and a limit maker order on the same side with the same order quantity. So what this means is when either one of the orders is executed, the stop price is triggered for a stop limit order, and the other one is automatically cancelled. So it's essentially you're making, not bets, but you're making trades based on what you think the market would go, and whichever one hits first, it will automatically then cancel the other. So that's essentially what an OCO is. Again, it's very, all of these different methods to trade is dependent on what you want to achieve. If you just want to just hit at a market price, you don't really care about setting price, then market order would be good, would be better for you. If you want to have a bit more flexibility, limit order, stop limit order. If you want to have a bit more sophisticated sort of order sets, and then OCO is essentially a bit more sophisticated than that. So essentially, we offer the ability to be able to trade conveniently and have as much flexibility to set trades. Now, if you scroll down, you'll be able to see sort of history, your order history. So in the first tab, we have the open orders. Now, something to note here, if you place a trade using stop limit, if you place a trade using a limit, or if you place a trade using the OCO, what you're effectively doing is you're effectively saying to our system, you're putting these funds into the order book, which I mentioned earlier. And that order will only be met until that price meets your target. So effectively, these funds or these open orders are temporarily locked until the order is fulfilled. So this means that if you have, for example, GBP in your wallet, and you place an open order to buy BTC GBP, that GBP in your spot and fiat wallet will actually be removed, temporarily removed, and will be placed on the open order section. So you actually be able to see here your open order. Now, what happens is those funds are not, they're still yours. It's just moved from one place of your wallet to another place. And effectively, if the price doesn't hit, you'll just, those funds will still be locked until the price hits. So if you don't want the open order anymore, you can close the open order, and effectively the funds will then reappear in your spot and fiat wallet. Moving on to the order history, you can see here, so based on your open orders, you'll be able to see all your order history, how much you bought, how much you sold, what's the average you got, what type of order you did, whether it's a buy or sell, what time, the status, whether it filled or whether you cancel it. So it's a more sophisticated overview of your order transaction history. And then your trader history is just pretty much the same as your order history. It just allows you to see, for example, the fees that were generated from that order, from that open order, and order history as well. So that's pretty much concludes the section from trading and buying crypto. Now, that was quite a big section. We did cover how to sort of buy crypto using three main methods. We touched on how to buy crypto using your cash balance, your debit and credit card, and we touched on how to use the spot exchange. We touched on how to filter to find GBP related coins. We then went into a trading pair, Bitcoin versus GBP trading pair. We looked at the interface. We've broken down each of the sections, and then we looked at how to kind of what are the different types of orders that we can set. Now, I do get some common questions regarding, like, I want to buy X coin, for example. This can be any coin, but I can't find it on the spot GBP trading pair listing. So if I go back to this slide here, if I keep going back, as you can see here on the left, we have all of the trading pairs that are with GBP. Now we actually only have 12 GBP trading pairs. and we will be adding more as time goes by. But we actually, if you look at USDT, we actually have over 500 coins that are traded against USDT. USDT is more popular within the industry, and it's actually a stable coin. And what I mean by stable coin is it's essentially pegged 1-to-1 in value with the US dollar. So theoretically, $1 would be equivalent to 1 USDT. So in that way, we call it a stable coin because it's stable to the US dollar. So we have more tokens and more coins with USDT trading pairs. So if you do find that you want to buy X coin or any coin that is not on the GBP trading pair, you have to essentially buy USDT, and then USDT you would then have to buy the respective token or coin. So to put this in steps, you buy USDT with GBP using the GBP USD trading pair. So similar to before, you just buy USDT with your GBP. You go back to markets and filter using the USD trading pair section. You find the relevant coin. For example, if you want to buy X coin, you find X coin /USDT, and then you actually buy the X coin with your USDT. So it's essentially you're just taking an extra step to buy that coin. And then it's the same going backwards if you want to sell the coin. If there is no respective GBP trading pair for that coin, you have to sell to USDT, and then USDT you then sell to GBP. So it's essentially an extra step. So like I mentioned, we have 12 coins in GBP. We'll be adding more coins as time goes by. But for USDT, we do see a lot of variety. So you can definitely take your pick using USDT trading pairs. If there's any issues, any problems with your orders, not seeing funds, missing assets in your wallet, contact customer live support and attach any screenshots of the issue, and then they'll be able to assist you further.